Did you know that many languages do not have the past continuous tense? That's why a lot of English speakers or learners, they mix up between the past simple and the past continuous tense. But in this lesson, you won't, because there are just a few simple rules. If you know them and you practice them, you will definitely speak with perfect English grammar. Let's take a look at these two examples. I wrote a story in the morning and I was writing a story in the morning. I wrote a story in the morning. It's in the past simple, right? There is the subject and then the verb. So the verb in the past tense. It's a past simple tense. I was writing a story in the morning. It's in the past continuous tense. There is the subject, the verb to be was, and then the verb with the ing form. So this is the past continuous tense. But the question is, when can I use the past simple and the past continuous tense? You can use the past simple when you focus on the completion of the action. I wrote a story in the morning. My focus is on the completion of the action. I have finished writing the story. But if you say I was writing a story in the morning, it means that maybe you haven't finished writing the story, but I was writing in the morning. I was in the middle of writing. Probably you haven't finished writing it. Probably you have. So you use the past continuous tense if you are not sure whether the action is completed or not. So you use the past continuous tense. The second usage of the past continuous tense and the past simple tense. And this is important. You need to take note of it. If you want to emphasize the duration of time, you use the past continuous tense. So for example, you say, I was working all day. I was working all day. You need to emphasize that the time, the duration of time that you were working all day. But if you say, I worked today, it means just you are focusing on the action that you worked. And that's the difference. Listen to these examples.
I need to relax, okay? I was working all day.
The third usage of the past continuous tense, we use the past continuous tense when there are two actions. One is the past continuous tense, and this past continuous tense is interrupted by a short action in the past tense. For example, while I was painting the ceiling, I fell off the ladder. I fell off the ladder is a short action, happened in the past. It interrupts the long continuous action. Yesterday, when I was reading a book, the phone rang. The fourth usage of the past continuous tense, you use the past continuous tense when you talk about an action that was happening repeatedly or frequently. For example, my parents were always fighting. This is an action that was happening frequently, so you use the past continuous tense.
She was always reminding people that she was a woman of...
The fifth usage of the past continuous tense, you use the past continuous tense if you want to talk about an action that was changing over time. For example, the prices were going high and his memory was fading as he got old.
Because stock prices were just going up and up and up.
The sixth usage of the past continuous tense, you can use the past continuous tense when you are describing a story in the past tense. For example, you are describing an event or a scene or something. For example, you say the sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the wind was blowing. All that in the past continuous tense. The seventh usage of the past continuous tense, and this is the easiest. You can use it to ask something politely with the expression, I was wondering. I was wondering if you could help me. I was wondering if you could do that for me.
I was wondering if you could tell me.
You can check the present continuous tense. The second lesson, we talked about stative verbs and action verbs. We do not use the state verbs or stative verbs in the past continuous form or present continuous. We don't say, I was knowing him for a long time. I knew him. I understood the whole point. How can I pronounce these two words, was and were? So if you look them up, you'll find the pronunciation of these two words like was and where. But in spoken English, these two words are reduced to their weak forms. Weak forms because these words are functional words. So was becomes was. This is the weak form. And where becomes were. We were doing it. We were. We were. It becomes were. Was becomes was. I was working on that. I was working on that. She was working on that. He was working on that.
I was working.
They were working on it.
You're working?
They were funny. They were engaging.
When you make it questions, you can say, was he? It's still in the short form. You say, was I working on that? Was he working on that? Was he? Was he? Was he working on that? Was she working on that? Were they working on that? Were we working on that? Were they working on that? Were you working on that? So it becomes like that. Weak form. You need to practice. It's super easy. All you need is to practice. If you practice, you'll master it. If you master it, you'll become fluent. And this is how people speak. Thank you guys. If you like the video, remember to subscribe, share the video with your friends so that everybody can benefit from the video. See you in the next video.